Here is a strange thing about people. Every time life starts to get better, you're usually the first one to sabotage it. You clean up your diet for a week, then you break it. You train consistently for a month, then you vanish. It's like something inside you refuses to let it change. Something old, something familiar, something that doesn't want to die. This isn't laziness, this isn't lack of discipline. This is a war, a real one. A fight between the person you're trying to become and the version of you that's been running your life for years. And the old you, that version knows every crack in your armor, every fear you carry, every excuse you're vulnerable to. Because it built those excuses, it raised them, it lived through them. So when you start changing even a little, you're not just improving habits, you are threatening a whole identity. And nothing fights harder than a thing inside you that feels like it's dying. That's why progress feels uncomfortable. Your mind isn't used to it. It panics. It pulls you back toward what feels familiar, even if that familiar place was slowly destroying you. People don't fall off track because change is difficult. They fall off because the old version of themselves feels safe, predictable, even if miserable. And that internal voice telling you to quit, it doesn't show up when you're stagnant. It doesn't bother you when you are stuck. It gets loud only when you are growing, only when the ground is shifting, only when you are actually leveling up. It's not yelling because it's strong. It's yelling because it's losing control. See? Every time you break a pattern, you're breaking a piece of that old identity. Every workout you show up for, it cracks. Every time you say no to the habits that held you back, it weakens. Every decision that is even slightly better than yesterday, it dies a little more. Growth isn't supposed to feel heroic. Most days it feels like grief, like leaving behind someone you have known for too long, even when you know you have to. Even when you know the person you are becoming is stronger, cleaner, sharper, more alive. And here's the part nobody talks about. Change feels lonely at first because you are stepping into a version of yourself you have never met. There is no map, no familiar patterns, no comfort zone waiting to catch you. It's you walking into a territory where the old rules no longer work. And that requires a kind of courage most people never practice. But that is comfort. That's a sign you're finally moving. That's a proof something real is happening. That's the sound of who you were slowly fading out. So the next time you feel yourself slipping, the next time you start sabotaging your progress, don't call yourself weak. Don't say you lost motivation. Understand what's actually happening. Your old identity is fighting for its last breath. Let it scream, let it panic, let it try to pull you back. And then take one more step forward anyway. Because the person you're becoming, the person you're building day by day, is nothing like the version you're leaving behind. And once you fully step into that new identity, you won't just change your habits, you will change your entire life. When you feel the old version of yourself pulling you back, don't try to motivate yourself. Motivation is useless in that moment. What you actually need to do is break the loop before it completes. Here's the only thing that works. Do something so small, so stupidly easy, that the old identity cannot argue with it. Not discipline, not willpower, just friction. If you want to skip your workout, put your shoes on and stand by the door. That's it, nothing heroic. Once the loop breaks, your body will do the rest. If you want to binge or break your diet, change your physical location for 2 minutes. Step outside, go to another room. The craving is a script, and scripts die when the scene changes. If you feel the spiral of self-sabotage, perform one physical action. Wash your hands, drink water, stretch for 15 seconds, not to be healthy, just to interrupt the identity pattern. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. You don't beat your old identity with strength. You beat it with interruption. Because once that first interruption happens, even tiny, the old you loses its rhythm. And once it loses rhythm, you get control back. That's the whole game. Not hype, not inspiration. Just breaking the pattern faster than it can close around you.